Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and this is the handover of a Wellhouse Terrior. Let's start the walk around on the driver's side of the vehicle first. If you open the driver's door, you do have your tyre pressures here, so you can find your tyre size and your tyre pressures in bar, PSI and kPa on here. And then just on the insert step, you do have your freshwater fill-up point. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go and get yourself a hose pipe with some hose pipe connections, as it's mainly just a brass tap on your site. Use the habitation key, which is this little key here, and you've got a lockable cap. It's up to you if you want to lock it or not, because it is inside your motorhome after all. If it's spinning like so, it's locked. Pop the key in, turn it, remove the cap, pop the hose into there, and it'll fill your freshwater tank. Coming further back, you've got your waste. So you've got a waste tank on this one, and all you need to do is open it up. So you can either open it up and put a waste master underneath, or just put a bucket underneath and drain that off once you've used it. Don't carry the excess wastewater around with you, as there's no real reason why you should. So that's your waste. You've got your exhaust there for your diesel heater, and then at the back you've got your freshwater drain. So open this in the winter so no water freezes in the tank, and you can drain it off should you have taken on any source of contaminated water by opening the valve. At the back of the motorhome, you do have your hookup point. So to hook the vehicle up, this is your hookup point for charging if you are at home and you're charging it before you went away, or if you're on a site. Get your hookup lead, lift the collar and slide it on here. Always hook the camper up first, then the site, and do it in reverse order when unhooking to avoid carrying a live lead around. On the back of the van, you do have your rear parking distance sensors on the bottom, and you've got a built-in reverse camera just in here on the surround of the boot lid. When you open the boot, you do have your all-in winding handle, your ladder for gaining access into the pop top, your tabletops here. I've got some storage as well, so you can, this seat moves back and forth. I'll show you that one inside the van, but you can pull it all the way at the front and then use it to get larger items, IKEA furniture, bits and pieces in there, flat packs, or you can pull it back and it'll give you a better load space for your bits and pieces that you want to take on your holidays. You do have this section here, so this section you can turn it and you can gain access to the top of the bottle. So we've got our 6 kilogram gas bottle on here, and it means that instead of opening the door, what you can do is you can get your hand in and you can turn the cylinder on and off via the top of the bottle. Otherwise, to get the bottle in and out when you need to change it, make sure it's always strapped in once it's on board. And to connect your pigtail from the regulator to the bottle, it's a left-hand thread, and all you need to do is hand tighten on this one, as you don't need a spanner. So hand tighten, left to tighten, right to loosen. And obviously once the cylinder's empty, you need to change your cylinder. But like I said, this is our test cylinder, so make sure you get one 6 kilogram propane bottle for your van. And then, like I say, you can turn it on and off from the top of the bottle. Always make sure that it's turned off before you travel, because it's far safer for other road users when the bottle is isolated. Just down here, you do have your 12 volt fuses. So they are all listed what fuses what. Do carry some spare fuses with you, which are just standard blade fuses. And you've got your trips. So if you trip your vehicle out on a electric, try here before you try your main site. As we walk round on the driver's side, opening the door, just on the back of the passenger seat, You've got a 230 150 watt socket, which I believe this is from Ford. So this is a Ford socket, so this will work off the engine battery when the engine's running. So that's a standard Ford fit. You've got the switch for the steps. So there's a step here, so you can bring it out and you can take it in from here. Duct for your diesel heater, so that's just a vent. It'll allow it out in the back of the motorhome. And then you've got the small switch here, which does your awning light. So you've got an LED strip along the awning, so you might want to put that on a night when you're sitting underneath the awning, or if you're leaving the van and going for a walk and you're coming back and it's going to be dark, put your light on and you'll be able to find your motorhome. Diesel filler, which is a capless system, so it just reacts to the diesel nozzle being pushed in and you can fill with diesel fuel. And then underneath you do have AdBlue, because it's a new Euro 6 engine. So it's about a 20 litre tank on a Transit. You can buy it on the pump, or you can buy it in the drums of 10 litre drums. So you need 2 from empty. And what it does is just cleans your catalytic converter out at a certain temperature, and you'd fill through via here. It will come up with a warning on the dash when the AdBlue is low, and it'll give you a mileage countdown of around 1,000 miles. Please top it up in that 1,000 mile, but do it as soon as the light comes on. Otherwise, if it goes too low, the vehicle can go into limp mode or fail to start. But just top your AdBlue up as soon as the light comes on. It's a thing you might need. It will do around 5,000 mile on full tank, so depending on how many miles you do in a year, you might only need to do this once. Turn the passenger airbag off. If you're putting someone in the passenger seat, you use the key and turn it off via here. So we'll pop it in, turn it off, and turn it back on. And then to release the bonnet, with it being a Ford, you need to use the key. Pop it in just underneath the Ford badge here and above the reg plate. Turn it to your left, and then to pop the bonnet, and right to release it. And you've got your fluid. So you've got your oil filler and dipstick for checking your levels, power steering fluid, brake fluid, and the main one you're going to need is your screen wash. Coolant, earthing point on the engine hoist for giving or receiving a jump start, as the battery for the engine is underneath the driver's seat and your positive is just here. Just remember, with the Fords, just keep here nice and clear, so clear of leaves, just so it doesn't block the vents which are down here, the drain holes, which these are your drain holes. Make sure that they are obstruction free of leaves, just so that it does drain and no water overfills over here and gets into your engine bay. Top rear of the control panel in the Wellhouse. You've got your master switch at the top right left hand corner, so you can turn the vehicle on and off via here. So if you're hooked up, when you turn it on you'll get 230 volt. If you're not, you'll just get 12 volt off your leisure battery. And then the next one on the right hand side, you can view the voltage of your leisure battery on here. Take the hook about to get a true reading of your battery. And turn on the auxiliary source. Then your water pump, making sure you've got enough water in the tank. You can turn on your water pump and pressurize the water to the tap. Got your lights, so you've got 2 circuits on your lights, so make sure they're both on. Then you do have switches for your lights which are around the vehicle. Operate your Irish Backer diesel heater. What you've got to do is you've got to select your temperature first. So either press and hold down and you'll be able to go up and down the temperature range, or press and hold and you'll be able to go up and it goes to 32 degrees. But make sure you've got a quarter of a tank of diesel or more in the main tank. And it's currently telling you the temperature that it is now, so it's 27 degrees. So that's why it's jumped back to 27. You can recirculate the heat here with a fan, and it'll go to, the blue light will come on, and it'll just recirculate the heat should the motorhome already be warm, or should you have enough of heat in the van. Or if you do want to heat it, so if it's cold, press this one here, says on 32 is what it's going to, and it's going to bring that up 5 degrees until it reaches 32 degrees. Once you're happy that the motorhome's hot enough, then like I say, you can recirculate the heat, which will just blow it around to keep the motorhome warm. So in the kitchen you do have 2 burners. So got one there. There you are. So you've got 2 burner gas rings. Make sure that you've got your light circuit on your control panel turned on, because this is where this is wired to. So if you haven't got the lights turned on, you'll think, oh no, my ignition's not working. It's not, it's because you've got to have the light circuits turned on, because that's how it's wired. Tap, obviously you make sure your pump's on, you'll get a pressurised flow of water, cold water only. Press and lift, and you've got some storage above the kitchen cupboards. Make sure that the burners do go cool enough before you put the lid down, otherwise there is a chance of shattering the glass lid. Got storage in here, but you've also got a dimmer switch. So the dimmer switch works, the lights at the bottom. So these lights here, you can dim when they're on, and select how dim you want them from this control unit. So once they're on, like so, you can turn them off, you can brighten them, it's up to you. And then you do have a nice blue LED in the fascia. Storage in here, and then there's your porta potty. Drawer, but then you've got this other little catch here, because this side opens, and it doesn't open at the moment because the travel catch is on. So if you press that, you'll be able to slide this forward, and you've got a spice rack. But make sure you select the catch back into place before you travel, as you wouldn't want that to come open when you're on the road. And then you do have your Dometic fridge. So to operate the Dometic fridge, it's very easy. You've got it off on the top, or you can select your temperature. This is a 12 volt compression fridge, so it'll run on 12 volt. And obviously when you're hooked up, you are charging that 12 volt battery, so you're fine there. But make sure you do turn it off when you're not using the van, otherwise it will drain your leisure battery. So you just turn it down to the off, and then when not using it, you want to turn the catch to vent, and you want to just click the door in there. You can see the door's loose, but it allows an air circulation into the fridge, which stops the smells and mould from growing in your fridge. So to make your rock and roll seat into a bed, what you've got to do is, there's 2 catches either side. So lift them up, it'll slide the base cushion forward. Pop your hand down the back and turn that over on itself. And then there's a lever here. So pull this lever, and you'll be able to drop the backrest into place. And then you can push this bit back, and there you have your bed. And then when you come to put the bed away to travel, 2 straps, you're able to lift that back into place, turn this over, lift the front and push it down, and then you can choose with the back bit. You can either leave it as a parcel shelf, or you can fold that back up to give you the storage space that you need for your larger items to go on the back. So to bring your pop top roof down, what you've got to do is pull down and bring the bedboard down. You've got straps here if you're putting children in, they unclip, and you do have a mattress there with windows on the side, so you can open these up and let some daylight in up here. Remember, you can leave bedding in but take your pillows out, but in the winter it's best to take everything out of here. So when pulling it down, obviously pull the bedboard down first, then you want to pull the roof down. So grab a hold of the two straps, open the sliding door when you're pulling the roof down, otherwise you'll be fighting with a lot of air. So you'll be able to pull it down so far, and then you want to pull the canvas sides in so they don't get trapped, and do the same at the front and roll it over, and then you'll be able to pull it the rest of the way. Took everything away. Got straps like this, so you need to press the button in. Press the button in and pull it up the same this side. Press the button in, make sure they're tight, and then you've got two extra catches, which is just like a seat belt, so you want to clip them in here, and that is your roof down. And then you do have this added cover which just clips on to the Velcro, so you can put all your loose straps in, make it look nice and flush and neat, and that just clips on there and covers the roof. So in the cab, this is a automatic one, this one, so it's got the power shift 6-speed gearbox. Press the button and you'll be able to pull it down to reverse, out of park, and there's your rear view camera on. So it's showing you the red line is about the van, the middle line is obviously if you had a tow bar, and when you turn in that'll move, and then orange and green is showing you the distance that you've got. That's on there. We've got a plus and a minus, so when you're in drive you can go up and down the gears yourself, but these gearboxes are really good, so you don't really need to do that. You have got override, which is kick down, so you just push your foot down onto the accelerator, it'll drop a gear and it'll start speeding up should you be struggling on hills. Heated mirror, heated windscreen, heated back window. If you want your parking sensors to turn off, you press that, and this is turning your stop start off, but that'll only work if the battery's got enough charge. Handbrake is a foldable handbrake, so the seats turn, so you might think that's off, it's not, because the handbrake light's on. So lift it up, press it in, and when the light goes out like it has there, handbrake's off. And then to turn your seats, release these and you turn them round, but make sure both seats are securely strapped in. Same with the driver's seat before you travel. And then passenger seat and driver's seat has got heated seats, so once the button's pushed in it's off. Push the button out so it exposes the red edge and your heated seats will work.